When Paul the Apostle writes about the fruit of the Spirit in Galatians, he is not making a grammatical choice by accident. He says fruit, not fruits, because the Spirit does not produce separate virtues in isolation. He produces one unified life, the life of Christ taking form within the believer. In the moments ahead, I will walk you through each aspect of this fruit, clarifying the spiritual meaning behind every virtue and how it takes shape in a life led by the Spirit. Love is not simply the first item on the list. It is the root from which everything else grows. This love is not emotional affection or human attachment. It is agape, divine love flowing from the indwelling presence of the Holy Spirit. It chooses forgiveness even when wounded and remains faithful even when unseen. Without love, every other virtue loses balance. But where this love is genuine, joy, peace, patience, and self-control grow naturally. Love is the evidence that God Himself dwells within the heart. Joy is not happiness tied to favorable situations. It is a deep, spiritual gladness rooted in the constant presence of God. While circumstances change, joy remains because its source does not. This joy does not deny pain, it rises above it. It is the quiet confidence of the soul that whispers, even in suffering, God is still here. Spiritual joy strengthens perseverance and reveals that walking with the Spirit brings light even in dark seasons. The peace of the Spirit is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of trust. It settles the heart when answers are missing and anchors the mind when fear rises. This peace is born when the believer releases control and rests in God's sovereignty. Anxiety fades not because circumstances improve, but because surrender deepens. Where peace reigns, the soul becomes still. And in that stillness, the Spirit speaks most clearly. Longsuffering is patient endurance without bitterness. It is the ability to wait without complaining, to remain faithful without losing tenderness. This virtue reflects God's own patience toward humanity. It is not passive resignation, but faith in action, continuing to pray, trust, and obey even when God's timing feels slow. Long-suffering matures the believer and shapes Christ-like character through seasons of delay. Gentleness is not weakness, it is strength under control. It is truth expressed without cruelty and authority exercised without pride. Gentleness reflects the heart of Christ in a harsh world. It allows believers to correct without crushing, to lead without dominating, and to speak truth with compassion. Where the Spirit rules, gentleness replaces harshness and transforms human interaction into a reflection of divine grace. Goodness moves beyond intention into righteous action. It is doing what pleases God, even when no one is watching. This virtue reflects inner integrity, consistency between belief and behavior. Goodness does not seek recognition, it seeks faithfulness. It is the Spirit guiding the believer to choose light over darkness, honesty over convenience, and righteousness over self-interest. Faith here is more than belief. It is faithful trust that endures. It stands firm when logic fails and remains loyal when emotions fluctuate. This faith is born from dependence on the Spirit, not human reasoning. It is the quiet certainty that God is working even when His hand is unseen. Faith anchors obedience and sustains the believer through uncertainty and trials. Meekness is power willingly surrendered to God. It is the ability to react, yet choosing restraint, the capacity to assert, yet choosing peace. Meekness reflects a heart that trusts God enough to let go of control. The meek believer does not seek to win every argument, but to honor God in every response. This virtue transforms human reaction into divine response. Temperance, or self-control, is the Spirit reigning over desire, impulse, and emotion. It is not repression, but redemption of the will. True freedom is not doing whatever we want, but choosing what honors God. Temperance brings balance without rigidity and discipline without pride. It allows the believer to live in mastery rather than excess, guided by the Spirit rather than driven by the flesh. The fruit of the Spirit does not appear overnight. It grows quietly, deeply, and consistently. Transformation happens beneath the surface long before it becomes visible. The evidence of a Spirit-filled life is not public display, but private transformation. When love replaces pride, peace silences fear, patience endures delay, and self-control governs desire. This is the signature of a life where Christ is truly being formed within.